All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into something, well, kind of wild. We're going to uncover this secret history, this hidden thread that ties a super wholesome American holiday to a plant that's been demonized for like 100 years. So, you look at these two, right? On one side, you've got the turkey. It's all about family feasts, national tradition, the whole 9 yards. And on the other, a cannabis leaf. That's a whole different vibe, isn't it? Counterculture, rebellion, even medicine. But what if I told you their stories are way more connected than you think? I mean, deeply intertwined. Both of them have been totally rewritten by the exact same forces. We're talking power, profit, and propaganda, all to control what we eat, what we believe, and heck, even how we feel. Okay, so truth, turkey, and THC. How on earth did this happen? To really get it, we've got to pull apart the two very different stories we've all been fed our whole lives. It's really a tale of two completely different narratives. On one hand, you have the Thanksgiving story. It was polished up to make everyone feel good, you know? A nice, neat story of harmony to soothe a guilty national conscience. And at the very same time, cannabis was getting systematically demonized. They took this ancient medicine and turned it into public enemy number one, all to serve a political and industrial agenda. But let's rewind. Before all these myths got cooked up, what was the real story? Let's talk about the land before lies. You see, for the indigenous peoples of North America, the world looked totally different. Plants weren't just resources you could take. They were relatives. Agriculture, like the famous Three Sisters system with corn, beans, and squash, that was a sacred practice. And gratitude, that wasn't some once-a-year thing. It was a daily act, a constant give and take with the earth. And their knowledge of plants was incredibly deep. They used them for everything, from medicine to fiber. This whole way of life, it was built on balance and respect for the natural world. And man, that is a huge contrast to the colonial mindset that was about to show up, which was all about conquest and taking whatever you could. You know, there's actually a Wampanoag word for this that just nails it. Nkchism. It means I give thanks, but it's not about a holiday. It's a constant state of being. It's a whole way of life that's built on gratitude and this back and forth relationship with the earth. Just beautiful. Okay, so now let's get into how these really authentic, grounded stories got completely twisted and rewritten. This is a tale of two myths. Okay, let's look at the timeline. That first get-together in 1621, it wasn't some happy feast. It was a super tense, uneasy diplomatic meeting, a fragile truce. Later on, much later, Abraham Lincoln spins it into this national myth of unity to hold the country together during the Civil War. And get this, around that same time of national myth-making, another one is being built from the ground up in the 1930s to make cannabis the bad guy. You've probably heard of the Reefer Madness campaign. And the media went nuts. We're talking screaming headlines, often funded by big industry guys. Stuff like, the devil's weed with roots in hell. It was all sensational, often racially charged, and the goal was super simple: create a massive moral panic, turn everybody against a plant that, by the way, had been used as medicine for thousands of years. So what was really going on behind all this hysteria? Was it really about public safety? Nope, not at all. It was about money. It was about protecting the profits of some very powerful men, guys like William Randolph Hearst and the DuPont family. Their huge paper and synthetic fiber businesses were seriously threatened by how useful hemp was. And this is where it gets just so ironic. Hemp, the very plant that made the whole colonial project even possible. I mean, it was used for ropes, sails, cloth, you name it. That same plant was later made illegal to protect the new industrial empires that came after. How wild is that? But history has a funny way of coming full circle, right? Which brings us to today, and what we're calling the modern harvest. So here we are now, in this really amazing moment of, well, truth and reclamation. People are challenging both of these made-up stories. And the truth? It's kind of like a resilient plant itself. It's finally pushing its way back into the sunlight. And we're seeing this happen in really powerful ways. Indigenous communities are reframing Thanksgiving as a national day of mourning to tell the real story of their survival and resilience. And at the same time, cannabis is being rediscovered for what it is, a powerful medicine. In fact, tribal nations are actually leading the charge, using cultivation as a tool for both economic and spiritual justice. But, and this is a big but, we're starting to see a pattern that feels a little too familiar. As cannabis becomes big business, its sacred, healing side is getting commodified. It's being repackaged into luxury lifestyle brands, and there's a real danger it just becomes another product for us to consume, losing its soul in the process. So this all leads to a really crucial point. We are at a crossroads right now. We, all of us, get to decide what happens next with these stories. We are the ones rewriting the story. Think about it. For centuries, these two stories have worked together to control how we think. The Thanksgiving myth, it trained us to just consume. Consume food, consume a fantasy, consume nationalism, all without asking any tough questions. And cannabis prohibition, it criminalized a plant that could actually help us wake up and trained us to fear anything we don't understand. And that's why this new motto is popping up everywhere, for a generation that's just looking for something real. Gratitude without gaslighting. I love that. It's this powerful idea that, yeah, we can embrace the joy of getting together, but we also have to take on the responsibility of telling the truth about history. And this is leading to some amazing new traditions. People are creating things like decolonized Thanksgivings, which are all about Indigenous foods and history, or even Danksgivings, which are just about bringing people together in a genuinely shared state of gratitude and connection. It's pretty cool to see. So, all this leaves us with one last really big question. And it's not just about a holiday or a plant. It's about the stories we choose to live by. As we move forward, are we going to keep swallowing the comfortable lie, or are we finally ready to light it up and watch the old myths go up in smoke?